We've actually hired 5 people this week, which will take us to 25 people in 3 years. The best way to grow is to be known for driving amazing results for clients, which is why, we put a lot of effort into being the best, having the best tech, having the best people.
Hello everybody, welcome to episode 20 of the vlog, and this week we are getting properly under the hood of all things SEO here at Journey Further. That's right, it's time for... Alex Postance, hello. We're talking all things SEO in this week's vlog, and there's no place to start other than yourself. I know you've been in the game a fair few years now. Talk to us about your experience in the industry and also what makes Journey Further's approach to SEO and digital PR so unique and so valuable.
Yeah, so I've got makes me feel old, it's about 15 years experience working predominantly agency side. So I worked at a few different agencies across like a huge range of different businesses of all scales, to international e-commerce websites down to kind of your more local lead generation. So lots of experience. And I suppose the biggest change over all those years is in the link building and the digital PR side of it. Digital PR isn't link bait, isn't putting spammy content on a website to get links to it. Digital PR has to be highly relevant, brand focused, customer centric, product led, and getting links through putting that at the forefront of the activity that you're doing. I think at Journey Further, we really have a commercial mindset when it comes to SEO. It's very easy to pick a website apart, audit it, pull out every tiny thing that's wrong with it. A lot of the stuff that you will put in that list probably isn't really going to have an impact. And what we do at Journey Further is we will only ever recommend something to a client if we believe it has a commercial benefit of actually fixing it. The new tech that's available to us just makes us be able to be much smarter with how we work. We can understand content and we can understand link profiles in a similar way to how Google might understand them, which gives us a level of insight that we've never had before. Makes us able to choose smart decisions, inform our digital PR and our link building campaigns, inform our content and our optimization work in a better way, which is why we've given Steve Walker, who was previously our SEO director, he's now our innovation and technology director, and his full-time job is just to create this type of technology that's really going to help us drive performance for our clients.
Steve, talk to us about your salient relevancy tool. I know it's been a huge asset for the business.
In terms of the SEO industry, a lot of link analysis has always just been focused on volume of links or domain authority, which is pretty basic. But obviously, the content that is linking to your client is really important. It has a big impact on your rankings, but we had no way of actually quantifying the relevancy for all of that content in a link profile. We've created a way of measuring it, and now we can actually integrate it into all of our SEO and PR strategies.
So just like Steve and Alex, I've got quite a lot of years experience working in SEO and digital PR. I've just worked out it's going to be 10 years in July, which has made me feel really old. So thank you for that. In terms of brand experience, I've worked with the likes of Villa Plus, Atom Bank, Leeds Building Society, Ann Summers, SES, Graham & Brown. Everything we do at Journey Further is performance driven, and we really do put relevancy at the heart of every strategy that we do. We've built our tool Salient as well that helps us measure the relevancy and allows us to analyse the gaps in our client's backlink profile as well, so the PR team know the areas that we need to be really focusing on. And all the coverage and content that we put out is relevant, it's on brand. We'll be positioning the company as experts, building up brand awareness. A lot of the time as well we focus on products, so we're driving links straight back to category pages and product pages. So we work extremely closely with the SEO team, but because ultimately we're communications and PR experts, we're able to tell our clients stories whilst getting those relevant links. The results we've seen speak for themselves. It's been amazing, and all our clients have been very impressed, and it's been brilliant to see those rankings increase.
So I'm just making my breakfast, and today I'm having a signature dish of baked oats from our very own influencer, Vegan by Beta. So I'm going to do that as we go along. So how do the Journey Further PR team always manage to smash out amazing results? Which they do. The thing is, with the media landscape, it's so unpredictable. As we've seen from 2020 is the perfect example. Therefore, I think the secret is, if there is one at all, is to be agile and flexible. And that's what the team are really good at. They're constantly monitoring the news, constantly monitoring conversations on social media, and therefore reacting and realigning their content and their campaigns, whatever it is that they're doing, to fit with that current news agenda?
So one of my favourite PR ideas is actually a campaign that we're working on at the moment for our client 24/7 Blinds. And we wanted to do something a little bit more creative, a little bit different. And we had this idea around Disney villains. And we basically reimagined how some of our favourite characters would style their home offices in 2021. So obviously it's just so topical at the moment because a lot of us are still working from home, and it's just been such a fun creative campaign to work on.
One of my favourite campaigns that I got to work on last year has to be Snap Trip's Haunted Halloween Castle. We would have liked to have gone to the castle and done a bigger creative campaign, but because of COVID we had to do things a little differently. So we found a castle that had plenty of haunted elements, including a murder hall where they used to pour hot oil over unwanted guests, a hidden mini jail, and reports from a local ghost hunting group of paranormal activity. All of these elements worked really well for press and it was a really engaging piece. We ended up with 35 pieces of linking coverage, so it was a great campaign to work on, a really, really fun one.
So one example of the PR and SEO sort of led approach using the link relevancy analysis is with Pharmacin last year. So one thing we saw was that when lockdown happened, we saw that there was a big surge in searches for like online meat deliveries, and kind of, you know, the online market for that really opened up. One thing we did then was look at the link relevancy to understand kind of where the gaps were. So using the tool that we've created in-house, we then found that we had certain areas that weren't kind of as relevant as they could be. So what we did then was, using that analysis, we then fed that back to the PR team. So they then went out and created product-led PR pieces and product-led coverage. And then what we saw was a big shift in the relevancy once we run the analysis afterwards. Organic traffic increased by 96%. The average rank increased by 41% too. So we saw a big uplift in rankings off that coverage. This kind of learning is really, really valuable to us to make sure that every campaign we do is strong and also ties back to the KPIs. And I think that's kind of a really good example of kind of where it's worked and where everything's kind of teed up quite nicely to then give us the final result, which was a lot more sales and a lot more traffic to these pages.
Finally, Dan, I know that there are quite a few roles currently available in the SEO team, which is really exciting. So I want you to go back to your Sony Centre days, put on your best salesman voice and tell me why people should apply.
Back to I was a terrible salesman. I was tech support. What we've tried to do is have a real collaborative process across the team. If you're interested in being able to influence how you do SEO, and you don't want necessarily to be doing the same templated documents day in, day out, I think that's one of the great reasons for working at Journey Further in the SEO team.
So we are currently hiring in the PR team, which is exciting, for both PR strategists and PR execs. It's a great time to be a part of the business. We are growing really fast despite all the challenges of last year. And I think what's amazing is that we've really managed to keep that great culture that makes Journey Further such a brilliant place to work. So yeah, if you would like to apply, you can go to the career section on the website, or alternatively, you can message me on LinkedIn.
There we have it. An in-depth look there into the organic team, the amazing work that they get up to, and a little insight into how they do it. Now, if any of that sounds of interest and you want to join either the PR or SEO team, then you know what to do. Head on over to the careers page at the website and all the information of the available roles will be there. And I'll see you in the next video.